Hi guys, Steve here. I'm going to show you the basics of ARK and how to build your first house. In options you have your graphics settings. You might need to lower these as even my GTX 970 struggles at the moment. Game options, then your key bindings. If you wanted to play by yourself or just with a few friends, you can host your own game and choose which settings you want. However, after a while when you've done everything, that might get a bit lonely. A better option is to play with and against other players. To do that, click Join ARK, then go to the server filter in the bottom left. Here you can select between official and unofficial servers. Official servers are run by the devs. They usually have a lot more people on them, which is a good thing, but sometimes they get so full you can't join your own server. But that's only happened to me once. What I did to find a good server was to click ping so the lowest numbers are at the top. That way you should avoid the ones with any lag. Then try and find one that's about half full, so you should be able to get in when you want to play. There are different types of official server. The normal ones are PvP, and these can be extremely brutal if you have large tribes going around raiding and wiping out all the smaller ones. On PvE servers you're not able to attack any other players. However, they still find ways to grief you. Say you're starting off and you build a small house. Somebody could come along and build a huge wall around you and block you in. Don't join a hardcore server if you're new to the game. If you die even once, you lose all your stuff and you have to create a new character. Unofficial servers are the ones that are rented by people that are open to the public. These normally have less people on, are friendlier, so easier to play on. However, because these servers are rented by other players, some of them abuse their admin power and spawn whatever items they want for them and their friends. On this demo I'm going to join an unofficial server, but weighing up the pros and cons of each type, I would join an official PvP server. That way you know there's no cheating going on. When you're loaded in, you start off with a character creation screen. You can then select if you want to be male or female. I'm going to pick male. You can change your skin colour. Or choose from a preset body type. But some of these make you look a bit like a mutant. So I'm going to pick the first one, then alter his features. I'll give him a wide head, boost his pecs, make his shoulders a bit wider, then make him a bit chunky, a bit like myself. Yeah, that looks fine. I'll just make his hands a bit bigger. Next, select the name of your in-game character. Then the last thing to do is select which zone you want to spawn in. There are advantages in starting in some areas more than others. To build the endgame stuff, you need a vast amount of metal. But this is mainly found in mountain areas, and they're mainly to the north. However, around mountains are very dangerous dinosaurs, so it's a lot harder to start off in those areas, but you can always move to them later. I would say the north zones are the hardest to start on, as you get saber-toothed tigers and birds coming down from the mountains. On the east you get nice wide beaches, and it's fairly easy to start there. On the west side there are a lot of cliffs. It's good for defence but are also a pain to get around. The south zones are a nice easy place to start. However, you are far away from the mountains and therefore the metal. I'm going to start at the south as I can always move north later. Select a zone, then when you're done, click Create New Survivor and you'll spawn in game. You wake up on a mysterious island where long dead dinosaurs are flourishing, and it's up to you to survive. As you can see, the graphics look beautiful. Okay, let's get started. You have icons on the bottom right. The top one's your experience bar, the second one's how much weight you're carrying, the water droplet is your thirst, the meat icon is your hunger, The lightning bolt is your stamina, and the cross at the bottom is your health. Press I to open up your inventory. On the left you have all your items you're carrying. Below that you have your item slots 1 to 10. If you press Q you can bring up the item's name, but after a while you know what the items look like, so you won't really need to. In the centre you have your character portrait, what you currently look like, your name and level at the top, your clothing slots in the top right. Below that your character stats, how many days the server's been running, your name and level, how much armour protection you have, your insulation against temperatures, the in-game time of day, the temperature, the region and the spawn zone. Below these you have your experience bar. This goes up as you do tasks and gain experience. Click view engrams to see the plans of the items you can build. As you level up, you'll earn engram points, and more items will be available to learn. You'll only have a certain number of points, so you won't be able to learn everything, so choose carefully. Next you have your stats. Each time you gain a level, you get points that you can put into your stats, so you can customise your character to how you want. All of them are pretty much self-explanatory. The only ones you might need extra info on are Fortitude, that makes you more resilient to temperatures and poison, and Torpor is how close you are to becoming unconscious. If it fills up you'll pass out, then you have to wait for it to go back to 0 again before you wake up. Okay, let's start. First of all you need to collect resources to build your first tool, which is a pick. So start gathering stones. Some of the smaller stones like here are just a ground texture and you won't be able to pick them up, but you'll soon find out which stones you can gather. To replenish your water, just submerge yourself in it. You will notice that a new icon has appeared above your experience. That's how much oxygen you have left. You will need to resurface before it runs out or you start to die. You will also use stamina when you're swimming. If that runs out before you've made it to the surface in time, you might drown. We don't have any tools at the moment, but we need to gather thatch and wood, so run to a tree and start punching it. You can see how much resources you're gathering in the top centre of the screen. Open up your inventory and it'll show you how much you've collected. 1 wood, 11 thatch and 10 stone. We've not levelled up yet, so we've still got no engram points to spend. Press V and it'll open up your craftable items that you can build. Now make a stone pick. Select the plan and then click craft item. You'll gain XP every time you craft something. Now go back to your inventory and drag the pick to an item slot. Press the corresponding number to select the pick, then go to a tree to gather thatch and wood. As it says, that sound means you just leveled up, so open up your inventory and select which stat you want to increase. I always go for health first because I want to survive if I get attacked by a dinosaur. When you've upgraded your stats, it then takes you to the engram page and gives you a selection of item plans that you can learn next. The stone hatchets are most important, as that's how you gather wood. Then I normally pick the spear to protect myself against aggressive dinosaurs. We only have 2 points left, but everything else takes 3 to learn, so we're going to save those until next time. Different tools mainly gather different resources. Like, if you use a pick to gather from a tree, you'll get mainly thatch, but if you use a hatchet, you'll get mostly wood. If you have a tool equipped, you're not able to pick resources off the ground. The only exception to this is a torch. You will need to unequip the tool and switch back to your hands by pressing Q. If you hit a rock with a pick, you'll get mainly flint, but if you hit it with a hatchet, you'll get mainly stone. Okay, that should be enough resources for what I need to build next. So select the hatchet plan and craft item. Then select the hatchet and drag it to an item slot. And like I said, with the hatchet equipped, you'll be gathering mostly wood. Then with a pick, mostly thatch. To collect plenty of wood, because I need it to build spears. The next resource we need is fibre to bind everything together, and you get this from plants and bushes. You'll also get berries, which you can eat yourself or feed your dinosaurs, but I'll go into that later. Okay, I think I've collected enough. To eat the berries, select them and keep clicking use item. You can also drag them to the item slot and eat them that way. You don't want to eat any black ones as they put you to sleep. And the white ones give you a boost in stamina, but also make you dehydrated. Next go to craftables and build several spears. You need more than one, because they break randomly and also snap when you hit something hard like a rock. Once you've built it, equip them. You're ready to defend yourself and go hunting. Press left click to stab with a spear, or to throw it, hold down your right mouse button, then let go. You can go up to your spear or arrows to retrieve them. You can survive on berries if you collect enough of them, but a better source of food is meat, and the easiest way to get that when starting off is killing dodos. Headshots do more damage. And also killing fish. You use your pick to harvest mostly meat, or a hatchet to get mostly hide. You just level up again. From those we've collected 10 meat, and because we've levelled up you need to put your points into whatever stats you want, then you will be given your extra engram points. We need a fire to cook our meat, so learn that. Then you can put the rest of the points into whatever you want, but I start with clothing. It gives you armour and insulates you against the cold. Plus I've not decided where I'm putting my house yet, so putting points into building would be a waste. We need stone to make the campfire, so start gathering that. And also wood for fuel. We don't have any spears left. Bring up craftables to see which resources you need. We're missing fibre because it's highlighted red, so I'm going to start gathering that as well from bushes. You'll always need several spears with you, because you never know when you're going to get attacked by dinosaurs. Okay, I've spent a few minutes gathering what I need, so let's start making stuff. Let's start by crafting a few spears so I can protect myself. Next we build a campfire to cook the meat. In the top you can see the items are in the build queue. Once the spears are done, it'll move on to the campfire. We already placed spears in item slot 3, so they automatically get put back there. You'll need to place your campfire down, so also drag that down to an item slot, then find a good place to put it. I'm going to put it on the beach, as it's hard to see in the leaves. Somebody else has put their own campfire down, and we could use that. But I'm going to place mine to show you the process. Press the corresponding item slot key, then click the left mouse button where you want it. You now need to open up your campfire's inventory, so press E. That's at the top, or we could demolish it, which we don't want to do. Next you need to drag your fuel, which is a wood, into the fire, hold down shift to halve the number of items in the stack, and then the meat. And click light fire. It'll take a few minutes for all the meat to cook. Dinosaurs seem to be intrigued by the light, so they come to see what it is. So while that's cooking, I'm going to go off and get some more meat. You'll notice that it's getting darker, and you need to get your campfire up before it turns to night. It'll give you light and warmth, as sometimes it gets freezing cold at night. Drag the cooked meat to your inventory, then put the raw meat into the fire. As the wood burns, it gets turned into charcoal. You can eat the meat by selecting it and then click use item, or you could drag it to an item slot. Most dinosaurs can't harm you, but are really hard to kill because they run away so fast. Let's see what level it is. No, 60 is too high. It's not worth the effort at the moment. When I was gathering fibre, I also picked up a few berries. Large numbers of these can weigh a lot, so even though I've got meat now, I'm still going to eat the berries. The ones that you'll want to save are the narco berries that you'll need to tame dinosaurs with. The next thing I need to gather resources for is the clothing. That sound means it's now officially night time. Over there is a supply drop that gives you 3 items or plants. Some of them are different colours that can only be opened at a certain level. It's really dangerous exploring at night, so I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to build a torch so I can gather items when it's dark. It lights up the surrounding area so you can see what you're picking up. You can also use it as a weapon, but it's not very effective. To make my clothing, I need to collect fibre. And because now we have a torch, I can see where the bushes are in the dark. I'll skip forward until I've collected it. Leveled up again, so put your points where you want them. I have 9 engram points and I'm going to put them in the water skin. Because I'm running around and gathering resources, I'm going to get thirsty quicker, so I can use that to replenish my fluids. Then with 3 points left, I want to pick an item of clothing. I don't have enough hide at the moment to make a sleeping bag. Later on, you'll get crafting plans from supply drops, so try and save your engram points for the essentials that you need to craft. Right, back to gathering. I've gathered enough fibre to make some clothing, so I click on the plan and craft item. I don't have enough hide yet to make the shoes, or the water skin, so I need to collect that next. Next go back to your inventory, drag your clothes to the relevant clothing slot. You'll notice in the character stats that your armour and insulation points have gone up. The pick I'm using is almost broken. To repair it, drag it to your inventory, then if you've got enough resources, select the pick and click repair item. You can do this with any object that you hold, like your hatchet or your torch, then just drag it back to your item slot. I've just gathered enough hide to make the water skin, so I'll just make that now. And again fit that to an item slot. Now, instead of submerging yourself in water, you only need to stand at a water's edge to drink. You have now got a portable source of water. It does slowly leak, but it saves you going back to the river over time. It's almost morning, so it's time to make a move and find somewhere to build our base. I'm going to take any leftover wood from the fire. I've only got one spear at the moment to defend myself, and if that breaks I'll be in trouble. But let's see what I need to build more. I need flint. The best source of stone and flint are these rock piles on the floor. But they are a bit tricky to hit. Again, I'm using a pick to get flint, and I'd use a hatchet to get stone. Starting off, the quickest way to get stone is to walk along a riverbank or beach and just pick them up. That sounds to let you know it's the start of a new day. You hear those chirps? That's a dillo getting close. And that screech means it's about to attack me. It will open up its head thrills, then try and spit in your eye to blind you. When it does, step sideways so the spit doesn't hit you. Then just keep stabbing it, preferably in the head. This one's really good at moonwalking. Got it. I need hide, so I'll switch to the hatchet. I've now got enough hide to make my shoes, otherwise my feet hurt. And again, just drag them to their clothing slot. That's given me another boost in armour and insulation. Next I'm going to build as many spears as I can. However, they weigh quite a lot, and if you carry too much it could slow you down. Now, let's go exploring. This is a blue supply drop. You need to get close to open them. As you can see, this one says you need to be level 25 to open it. It lasts several minutes, then a new one will spawn somewhere else. You need to watch yourself when you're traversing cliffs, because if you drop too far you'll die. That fall's going to damage me a lot, so I'm going to try and work a way around. When you do get injured, your hunger bar will go down faster, so you'll need to eat food to keep your health up. Meat gives you a small healing boost, but berries don't. As you saw, that small drop took a quarter of my health away. You can press M to look at your map. Some official servers, like this one, have a mark to tell you where you are on the map. However, the official ones don't, so it's a lot harder to work out where you are. As you move into the island more and away from the starting areas, the dinosaurs you'll encounter are usually more dangerous. But that one's a plant eater. There's a scorpion that seems to have died. I'm going to harvest it. If it tells you you can access its inventory, that means it's usually carrying something you can loot. So go up to it and press E, take what you want. A quick way is to click transfer all items. Jitter's used a bit later on in the game. Just see if there's any fish to kill. Nope, nothing there. Apart from a raptor that's trying to kill me. And one, no, two dillos. They're gonna eat my body, the ambushing gits. Okay, I died, which you will do. There is an arrow on the map showing you where I was. So I need to select a close spawn point and work my way back. Select a zone nearest to where you were, then respawn. When you die, you drop everything you were carrying, which for me was everything I had. I'm going to put my skill point in, but decide which engram I'm going to learn later. For now, I've got a long run back to where I died. Okay, 15 minutes later and I'm back to where I was. However, I don't have any weapons and the bag with all my items in is guarded by 2 dillos. But you're not very good at swimming, so I'm going to try and lose them in the water. Hopefully going around this rock will give me enough time. Go to your bag and transfer all your items quickly. When you pick them up, all your tools and weapons will go back into your item slots. The dillos just spat in my face, and in the bottom left you have an eye counter telling you how long the blindness lasts. I've got my spears back, I just wait till my vision clears and then I'll go and kill it. Little git's blinded me again. He almost got me, but I managed to kill him. My hunger bar's empty. I could eat some berries, but my health's low, so I'm going to eat some meat and that'll give you some health back. Check if its body's there, but I think I gathered it with my spear. Yeah, I must have. Okay, I've got all my stuff back, and your tools and weapons auto-equip. However, I'm in the nude, so I need to put my clothes back on. You're carrying quite a lot of stuff, and if it weighs too much, you become encumbered. Your movement speed will slow down until you can't move at all. I'm going to eat some berries. It'll give me food and lighten the load. This seems to be a nice spot to build my first house. I don't want to venture too far into the island at this point, because I don't have a bed and it'll take you too far away from your spawn points. Plus there might be big nasty dinosaurs around the corner that will want to eat me. I'll just have a quick scout around and then start gathering the stuff to build my first house. Pardon me. I'll go to the engrams and learn thatch foundation. Then I'll choose thatch wall. I must learn the thatch stuff to go to wood buildings, stone, then metal. I'll need wood to build the foundation, so I'll start gathering that now. I've gathered enough resources to build my first foundation, so I'm going to do that now. And the next thing to do is look for a good spot to place it. You don't want to build right on a riverbank, because that's a game trail. The carnivores will travel down it, eating other herbivores. Plus, it puts you right in the open, so hostile players can see you, then raid your base. A much better place to build is out of the way and under a lot of trees, so no one can see you. This seems like a good spot, so I'm going to set up camp here. I might have to kill that dillo if it gets too close. Okay, select your foundation and drag it to an item slot. Then press the corresponding key and select where you want to place it. If you're building on a slope, you want to place a middle one down first, because if you start at the highest or lowest point, the height difference of the ground might be too high or low that you won't be able to place some of them. I need to gather more resources, so I've skipped forward. Created another foundation, and when you try and place it, it snaps to the height of the other one. Even though the ground's slightly uneven, I've placed the first one in the middle, so I have enough ground height to place the rest of the foundations around it. Next I need enough materials to start building the walls. I've got enough resources to craft 2, so instead of clicking craft item twice, just click craft all. You'll walk slower if you try to move while crafting. Drag the walls to the item slot. You'll get a green image if you can place an item and a red one if you can't. That dillo's about to attack, so press the right mouse button to remove the item placing. If you get blinded while fighting a dillo, use the name bar to find where they are. If you can't see where you're being attacked from, move away then turn around. They will come to you, then you should be facing them. Three dead dillos. They will give me some extra hide. Okay, back to placing the walls. I'm going to skip forward until I've gathered enough for more of them. Okay, I've put the two sides on and I'm just building the last front wall. I'll just put that in. Last open section for the doorway, but I've not got enough engram points to learn that yet. A one-storey house is a bit cramped, so I'm going to build more walls to make it higher, and that'll give me enough XP to learn the doorway. Just place that on top of a current wall. The two-wall height makes your hut seem less claustrophobic. Okay, I'm just going to gather to make the rest. I've got a campfire going and I've just levelled up so I can learn the doorway. Whoops, I forgot to put my skill points in. I think health's the most important at the moment. Now I've done that, I get my engram points. I'll learn the thatched doorway and the door. I've also got enough to get the ceiling. I've created the building parts I need, so I'm just going to place them now. First a doorway, then the wall above it. Make sure it's in the right position before you click the place button. Now for the door. And finally we add the ceiling to completely enclose it. Crouch or lay down to get a better view. There we go, our hut's finished, just in time for night. I'm just going to put some more wood in the fire to keep us warm. There's our splendid first hut. Not bad if I do say so myself. If you go to your door and hold down E, you can bring up the options menu. Then you can enter a pin so only you or the person who knows it can open it. That's a basic hut done. We've had a hard day, so I'm going to carry on in the morning. I'm going to extend the hut, because I'll get more room and it's a good way of getting XP. So to do that, I'm going to gather resources and show the stages as I do it. I've been making building parts and killing the dinosaurs I could to level up. We have a base now, so next learn the sleeping bag so we can spawn there when we die. You only can spawn from them once, so eventually we'll want to learn a simple bed, as those have repeated use. Also, you can place many of these and fast travel around the island. We have 6 points left, but there's a lot of good stuff to pick from. We could learn the slingshot to knock out dinosaurs and tame them. We could get a saddle for our first mount, but the second mount is better, so I wouldn't learn this one and wait for that. Having a pestle and mortar is one of the most important things to get, because when you have it you can learn narcotics. We're a lot more efficient when taming dinosaurs than narco berries, and making them is one of the best ways to level up. It's time I'm going to learn a storage box, because we're carrying a lot of stuff and we need somewhere to put it. I'm going to extend the hut by putting 2 more foundations at the back. When that dinosaur moves his ass. Next I'm going to put the extra walls in. Then knock out a back wall so I've got access to the rest of the hut. Hold down E, wait for the timer to go down, then select demolish. Now I've just got to get the resources to finish the house. Make sure you've got a constant supply of cooked meat going, as with all this activity you run out faster. Just need to put the last 2 ceiling panels in. And it's now watertight. Time to start filling up the inside. Got enough hide to craft a sleeping bag, so I'm going to make one of those. You can place the sleeping bags anywhere on the ground. I'm going to put it in a hut for safekeeping. However, with a simple bed you only can place that on a structure you've built, like a foundation. That seems a good spot for it. Now if I die, I'll respawn there. The next thing I need to do is build some storage boxes. Then I can unload some of my stuff so the weight won't slow me down. Wrong tool, I'll need a hatchet for wood. Okay, I've built 2 storage boxes, so let's place them. Clicking once fixes the item to that area. Then you can select which angle you want it, then click again to place it. I try and get them as close together as I can. Now I can unload everything I'm carrying, and that'll give me more room to carry resources. I'm only going to carry the minimum that I need. Everything else will go in the box. There you go, that's all you need for a good start. The rest is up to you, so good luck. Next I would start to tame dinosaurs. A mount to carry all your stuff and get around faster, and also a small army of dillos to protect you, and get meat quicker. You can learn how by clicking this link. The last bit of advice for you is, if you're joining a PvP server, build somewhere where they can't see you, as if they can't find you, they can't raid you. Well, that's about it guys. Thanks for watching, and if it's been helpful, please like and subscribe. Check out the rest of the video links at the end, and hope to see you again. Goodbye.